Oh my gosh, which
You're
one
an
is
idiot.
it? Hello
everybody.
Welcome back to our channel. I'm Allison.
And I'm Jesse. Today is our second video of our 3-video series. We will be talking about
what we did to be able to change. So going from 0 to 100, our plan, and what we just decided to do to better ourselves as individuals and in a relationship.
Yes, and if you haven't watched our intro video or our first video, you can go check them out. We'll link them on top here
Or down below.
But like she said, today is our second video, or like I said, today is our second video of our 3-video series, and we're so excited to share, and that's what we're gonna do right now.
Alright, so number 1, what we did was that we think a lot of people should do is, if you're in that place, like we said, where nothing's working and it's just hard, the best thing to do is to separate. I know some of you are thinking, well, wouldn't it be better if you worked together on it, blah blah blah. That comes later. First, what you need to do is just separate from each other. Try to open your eyes to what you both did. So individually, this goes into number 2. During the separation, you both try to mature. You admit to yourselves your own mistakes, and just try to get a sense of what you did wrong. Because I mean, obviously, I know what I did wrong, which was complain too much or get too jealous, or I don't know, just not think things over and not thinking before I talk, and just what is that word that you say that I do? Assume. That I assume too much. So I had more than that, but those are some examples of things that I did.
You notice that she said I do, so she still does it.
Shut up.
But for me, I guess I realized that I was wrong most of the time. But at the time, we were both going whatever we went through, and nobody wants to ever admit their own mistakes.
Yeah.
But when you separate, like she said, you kind of realize, hey, I did this wrong. You did this wrong. I did this wrong. You come to realization, and you finally realize what both of you guys have problems, and individually you try to correct your own problem.
Yeah.
And then you go from there. That leads us to number 3, which is you come together, apologize, and work through your differences.
Yeah.
And regardless, we all know. I mean, people sometimes say, "Oh, we're lucky when the girls like the guy or the guys like the girl."
Mm-hmm.
They all get along. They all share the same interests.
Yeah.
We're gonna tell you right now, we did not share the same interests.
No.
We were completely different.
Yeah.
But at the point we are now, we know we're completely different.
Oh yeah.
And well, I shouldn't say we're completely still different. In some cases now, we think alike, and we know what we want to do in life, and we agree with some of the stuff. But then, you just have to come to, together and apologize and try to work out your differences, because one person might not be the same as another, and you can't do really nothing about that.
Yeah.
So
but a side note is that when you're working through your differences, just keep in mind that it's going to take a while. It's not going to happen right away. I think at the beginning maybe we kind of assumed that a little bit. We thought that it was going to work right away. We were going to tell each other how we felt and all that, but it's not going to happen that way. It's going to take a while. And not everybody's perfect, so you just have to just keep talking it through. Okay, and remember that it's going to be a little rough when you're telling the other person, like what you want them to change, what they want you to change. Remember, you can't always change the other person, because they are who they are and you are who they are, and all you can do is just take a deep breath and talk calmly with each other. I mean, I think that's what helped us. We just said, okay, let's either take a break and we'll talk in 5 minutes. You regroup yourself and calm down, and I think that worked really well for us.
yes, and that leads us to number 5, which even if you guys want to try, you can always make lists of different questions and what you want to talk about with that person. So if I had a problem if I had a problem with her, I didn't like the way she ate a damn banana, I'm gonna tell her, hey, I don't like the way you eat this banana. Let's come across it and try to figure out another situation, another way you can eat the banana, So you just have to write questions all the time, because sometimes when you're explaining something, which we had a big time problem of miscommunication. Some of it was unclear, either from my point or her point, and we just, instead of like asking the question seriously or trying to get it and try to understand, we ignored it, we pushed it to the side, and we didn't understand at all.
Oh yeah.
So it's very important that you try to make a list, and on that list either you have points of what you want to talk about or you have questions you want to ask, which is very helpful. So if that's something you guys want to do, you guys can do that.
Yeah.
And then this leads us to our next point. After you start, doing all of this and you realize you lost a lot of the time, you realize, damn, 2-3 years passed by.
Yeah.
You want to know what's important for your future.
Yeah.
You want to know exactly what the future holds between you two. It's either you sit down, you talk to the person, you try to change.
Yeah.
Or you sit down and you're like, you know what, Allie?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Sit down and you're like, you know what? We
either you want to work this out with me, or
we work
you
this
don't.
out, or we just can't. We gotta go our separate ways. And for us, we were lucky, to obviously work it out.
Yeah. But the key, is compromise.
Yes, the key is compromise. The key is, come together.
Definitely.
And be mature about it. So say you sit down and you figure it out, hey, let's work this out. Or you say, hey, we don't work this out. Still at least be mature about it and really end on a good note, or try to start over on a good note.
Yeah, don't don't bash each other on like maybe a mistake that the other person has made, or make fun of them, or just like act immature, because then nothing will be solved in the end. I mean, we've done that a couple times before and a little bit after, when we started to figure things out, but we realized, you know what, that's childish and it doesn't work at all.
Sometimes, they always say at one point you have to grow up. So that's what we're figuring out, and for the last 2 years, 2.5 years, we've been awesome. So which leads us to our next point. When we finally figured it all out, I switched schools. She continued going to her same school. I went to my own school.
Which helped a little bit.
Which helped a lot, actually. Not a little bit, helped a lot. She did what she did. I'm doing what I'm doing. We started getting our grades up. We started taking school a lot more serious. It helped. It helped a lot, especially for her, and especially for myself. Going different routes and trying to do what we actually want to do.
Like we said in the previous video, being together 24/7 is not a good thing. Seeing each other every day, so that's why we, went to different schools. We ended up going to different schools because, having that time by yourself at school and then, studying and all that, instead of talking to each other and then being mad with each other, didn't help with our studies. So being separated just made it so much better and made us want to see each other more the next time that we were able to.
Yes.
Made us eager to see each other.
Yes, and it all came with trust. That was a big issue, and we finally grew into it, and we grew up, and we were able to trust each other, so that was good. And then my last 2 points I'd like to really talk about is, anything is possible. Don't give up on the ones you love and the ones you really, really want to succeed with. It came along, it was a while for us to realize that we really love each other. And I say it every single day to her, I want to succeed on my own, and I want to succeed with her. We got big plans. We got big things that we want to do in our life. And we finally know that now. And it's not like 4 years ago when we used to just waste time. We know what we want to do now. We know where we want to go. And we know we can do it with hard work. And that's what we're trying to really push ourselves to do right now. And that's something awesome to see and to really talk about, because 4 years ago, get out of my way, girl. This was not possible, Now it's possible because we grew up, and we're still growing up. Nobody's perfect. And, we finally realized, hey, it's A&J, we want to do this. And lastly, which is probably most important, is, this is all about us right now. But before get into all this, you got to really, really know how to love yourself. Because if you don't love yourself, how are you supposed to love somebody else? How am I supposed to love her? How is she supposed to love me if we don't love ourselves and we don't know what the hell we want to do in life? Again, we didn't have any of that. We didn't love ourselves. We didn't know what we wanted to do in life. We had no damn idea what we wanted to do. It was just talk back and forth. And, we realized when we separated, you start loving yourself, you figure out what you want to do, you have a clear picture of everything, and you're ready to pursue it without any distractions. So I think that's really, really, really important.
Yeah, that's why step number 1 is so important. And why it's number 1 is because separating from each other
makes you realize.
It helps a lot, yeah. It just helps so much. Like, you take that time to regain back,
your strength.
Everything, your strength, and loving yourself again, if you didn't already. But you just, I don't know, you feel better afterwards. I felt better from being separated and being able to come back a little more maturely and handle things better with this guy.
No, but yeah, seriously, she's correct. I mean, when you separate, it sucks because you don't know what's gonna happen. You don't know what the future holds. But if you keep your head straight and you work your ass off and you realize all these steps we talked about, and you start loving yourself regardless if you get back with that person or not, and your head straight though, you're gonna be okay.
Yeah.
We know sometimes you really want to get back with that person. Luckily, we were able to have that. But if you follow these steps, if you really follow your heart and you follow, what you realize, and you wake up from that nightmare and you wake up to reality and you wake up to, hey, it's time to really take care of myself, you're gonna be okay.
Yeah.
You're gonna be okay, and luckily we're okay. We've been talking like we've been so bad, and yeah, we have. Back in the day we were pretty bad,
yeah.
But now we're good and we're happy and oh my God, we never thought this day was gonna come.
Yeah.
Let's just leave it like that.
Yeah.
We never thought this day was gonna come, and we are so happy it is. We're here on what? April 4th, 2018, about to go to Coachella in 2 weeks. We're here.
Yes.
And we never thought that was gonna happen ever in our life.
Yeah.
And we traveled already to some places, and we're already gonna continue that. And we're happy, and we just gotta keep getting happier and keep maturing and keep building. And yeah, if you want to add anything.
No, I think everything you said was good.
Okay.
So thank you for watching. We love you, and peace out.
A-Town.
A-Town?
Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, dun, dun,
Oh my
dun,
God.
dun. AJ, we outie. Okay,
Alright,
guys.
thank you guys so much for watching. We hope you like it.
Sorry. That's love right there.